old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into their good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way, do not go gentle into their good night. Grave men near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Hey, we're in the winning business. If you ain't winning, you ain't got no damn business in here. Woo! One love, baby.
Hey guys, it's Cop Pizzle. Hope you're enjoying the live stream tonight. Thank you for being a part of the Cop Pizzle YouTube page. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and as always, allowing me to be a part of your life and entering your home each and every week. I hope you've enjoyed the content this year, and I hope you look forward to future content here at Cop Pizzle's YouTube page. Thank you so much, and as always, go Big Blue. What's going on, y'all? It is Cop Pizzle! Yeah! Hey. Starting to come down a little bit from that Eagles loss. Don't get me wrong. It still burns. I'm still burning. But tonight, going to have a special guest with me tonight. Somebody's been on the channel before. I'm excited to have him on. We've been talking behind the scenes. And we're going to continue to have more people on the channel. I reached out to somebody who I've had on the channel before, who's been on here one time. A lot of you guys know, don't want to give it away, but I got him coming at some point, and just want to continue to interact with various Giant fans. Just give out the content for those. For those that don't know yet, we are going live Monday night for the Tampa Bay game, just like we did last Thursday against the Philadelphia Eagles. And hopefully the Giants are able to get a win on Monday night. But nevertheless, let's get this thing started tonight. We have got Sneaky G-Man on once again this week.
What's going on?
And I'm a big fan of this man. We've been in contact, and the reason why I wanted to have him on this week is because Sneaky G is also a recipient of losing a bet to an Eagles fan this past week. Obviously, well, go ahead, Sneaky. Tell everybody the experience that you had. I know a lot of people that watch my channel kind of knows what happened to me. Explain what happened to you, and we'll just kind of share the stories together. We'll share this misery together.
Yeah, yes, we will. First off, thank you, Pizzle. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And before I go any further, I just want to echo 4 words: fucking Engram. God, dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me say this too about Evan Engram, just because I don't want to forget it. There's a lot of Giant fans that are, even right now, that are like, well, let's trade Evan Engram. Let's trade Evan. Who in the hell? What organization? What other 31 teams is actually going to trade for Evan Engram? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we going to get for? What are they going to get for? They're not giving us a ham sandwich for Evan Engram. Like, nobody can watch the tape and say, hell yeah, let's call the Giants about Evan Engram. No, he's going to be a free agent who's going to have to sign a prove-it deal with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
I'm thinking they could probably trade him for somebody in the XFL because
yeah,
I mean,
an NFL team is not calling the Giants about Evan Engram. It's not. Whatever reality people think of Evan Engram, it's not happening.
Yeah, and you know what's bad? I'm a fan of him. I want to be a fan. I still want to be a fan of him. But not only did he drop the pass, but he tipped the interception. And then, I mean, let's not forget about the interception or the fumble. I'm sorry, the fumble in San Francisco. Okay, now, fair question. So my bet that I had was with the gentleman called Forley. Actually, I had 2 bets.
And you did this on TikTok.
I had 2. I had it on TikTok, and I also had it on Instagram.
Okay.
And I had 2. I had one with the Philly sports fan, and then one with the Philly sports guy. I mean, why not? If I'm going to go down, just go down in a blaze of glory.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, guys, if you could please, follow me on TikTok, Sneaky G-Man 11. I now have a Philly profile picture, Philadelphia Eagles, but I do have, it's a little flavor to it. If you can recall when they won the Super Bowl, a gentleman ate horse shit. So I have a picture of that. You're familiar with that, right, Pizzle?
Somebody said take the stickers off. Do you got stickers on your hat?
Do I? Oh, I do. Yeah.
Let the man. If the man wants stickers on his hat, let him have stickers on his hat.
Where do you see that at? I'm looking at the.
One of these. Somebody wrote. Hey, let me tell you something. Every now and then. So this is funny.
Okay.
So every now and then, a lot of times, I read a lot of comments that I get on YouTube. Right. I mean, every one of my videos, I try to read every comment. Right. I try to show appreciation and love for everybody that takes the time. And so what's funny is some comments will just stick out. Like some of them will just, and I saw this one and I said, well, I started wondering like, damn, I've had this hat for a long time. I got stickers on it. I've had this hat forever.
I like what you did. I like how you like some comments stick out. See, I like how you did that.
No,
I like how you did that.
It's true. I mean, it happens. I mean, I tell you one that happened to me just recently. Okay. And the person who wrote this might be in here tonight. Somebody, I was doing a post game video, and I was upset. I can't remember which one. It might have been the 49er game. I don't remember, but I was upset. I was mad, and somebody said somebody. So I got my little man cave here, right? I got it all decked out, Giant stuff.
Right.
I got some other stuff that I got interest in, whatever. But I like to try to take pride in what I've built, right? I had a vision, so I put it all together. And somebody, after the Giants lost, I'm already heartbroken enough. Somebody came and wrote a comment that said, "Oh, look at this grown man getting mad in a kid's room." and obviously, that's a shot at me, right? It's a shot at me because it's like, damn, you just called my man cave a kid's room, and I was like, damn, like, is that what people think? I got a kid's room, and so, like, honestly, like, it was a low blow, but I showed appreciation for the comment, right?
Right.
So, but anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. But I will say, I will love to be in your playroom anytime. Anytime. I will.
Room.
Right. No. So, like I said, the two bets on TikTok. There was a Philly fan that ate horse shit. So I have that with an because the bet was Eagles logo. That was the bet. The Eagles logo.
And a lot of people don't know this, but to me, if you're going to be a content creator, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, it's fun to make bets because it makes things even more interesting. It's fun.
Right. Right.
And so even though someone has to be a loser, it's okay because it adds a value to what you're doing.
Right. And you said a loser.
So you got an Eagles logo.
I have an Eagles logo as my profile picture.
Okay, which is terrible.
And I have to keep that up until Thursday at midnight.
He gave you 1 week.
And yes, 7 days. 7 days. And the sad thing about it was the week before that, I had a bet for Cowboys, right? The Dallas Cowboys. And so I had my profile picture up for a week for that. So because of the season, I've rarely had a Giant. I've rarely had my normal profile picture because of that. Now, I also had a bet with Philly sports guy, who I'm at the moment trying to make sure he knows that I'm on, and I told him I would be on. I don't see him.
Are you gonna do it tonight?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
Okay.
So I had a bet with Philly sports guy, not fan, right? Because I already honored the sports fan bet. So now Philly sports guy, we had a bet where if I would have won, he would have to just basically schmooze the New York Giants. He had to talk how good they were, right? Mm-hmm. And if we were to lose, I would have to sing "Fly, Eagles, Fly,"
which is tough to do. I've done it. It's tough.
Oh, you've done it?
Yeah, I actually did it in Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh my!
Yeah. So I had. So I want to answer. Let me answer this quick question right here. Sox, Arizona. Pizzle, can I come? Yeah, I'm going to do at halftime. I had so much fun doing the halftime thing last Thursday that if you come around halftime of the game, I'll give an opportunity for people to come on and chat and say hello and all that stuff. So absolutely, you can come on if you're halftime of the game Monday night. So I had made a bet with E-Rock, a YouTuber, and I think he's got more of a Twitter presence than he does YouTube, but big Eagles fan. Went up to we actually played the Eagles on a Thursday night. And the funny thing is he wanted me to come up there and sing Fly, Eagles, Fly if the Giants lost to the Eagles. And I got to be honest, this was 2016. The Giants all they had to do was beat the Eagles to get into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And the Eagles, were going to finish with a losing record. It was Carson Wentz's first year. And so I, being the wise guy that I was, I said, well, shit, I'm going to go up there and watch the Giants clinch the playoff spot. Hell yeah. So I won't have to sing Fly, Eagles, Fly. No way. And of course they end up losing because they for some reason always seem to lose to the Eagles. And next thing you know, E-Rock's like, well, we're going to do it right here in the stadium. So, and people are clearing out. And I'm going to tell you what's funny is, like, I didn't know the words. I had no idea what the words were. And I said, he said, well, we're going to sing. I said, I don't know the words. I don't have a clue. I have no idea. And so We actually did the video in, I think we did it in 2 takes. I think we did because I originally, I think I either tried to sing it without the lyrics in front of me. And if you go back and you watch the video, I ended up, I think I had my phone in my hand and I had to read the lyrics off as I sang the song. And so it was painful and it was awful. And, and, so when I did it, Lincoln Financial's in the backdrop. I'm in the worst possible I'm literally hell on earth. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, everybody's sitting here watching. There's people walking up the stairs, celebrating a big win. Here's a Giants fan. Here's some goofy ass Giants fan singing "Fly Eagles Fly," and you've got E-Rock with his phone staring at me, like I'm just some little kid. And so I know the pain. I get what you're going through. I completely understand it. And so you had to hear that. I had to hear that song like 3 or 4 times that night. But which, by the way, E-Rock is in the house. He's got his Go Birds thing, and this man just continues to beat me. But I know what you're going through.
Oh, but wait, there's more. So my dumbass, pretty much echoing what, feel a little frisky, want to whatever, spice up the pot a little bit. I go on and I said, and I'm sober, by the way. I'm not drunk. I'm sober when I said this on TikTok. I said, let's, double or nothing. Now I'm thinking, double. Now, those of you that don't know, I do have some sneaky G-Man merch. Oh, which actually, we're coming out with hats, Sneaky G-Man hats. Please go to.
You actually have like a really big TikTok following.
I do. Yes, I do. And I mean, nice, and actually, it's. I consider it like a community, like a family, because I mean, the people that I've been with, since the beginning, they've been with me all the way through, and they're just amazing. Matter of fact, I went to the dentist last week, and there's a video. You'll see where I have the gas. I hate the dentist. I don't know about you. I hate the dentist.
I hate the dentist too.
And so they put that gas in my nose, and I'm sitting there doing a TikTok, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what's the matter?" I mean, that kind of means a lot to me. So I say double or nothing, and then Philly sports guy was going. I guess because we had I guess he had saw one of my TikToks where I had mentioned anybody that buys 100 pieces of sneaky G-Man merch, I'll shave the beard. So then he proceeds to go and say, double or nothing, you got to sing the song and you got to shave the beard.
When's the last time you shaved your beard?
2 years ago.
So it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Okay.
It's been a minute. And I never answered his or sang the song. I never did either or. And I was going back and forth, and I made the decision, but we'll talk about the decision in later. I feel like LeBron James, the decision,
Okay.
But it's well, first off, I gotta say, I'm gonna throw you out there for a sec, brother. When I saw your video, I felt that. I mean, it was almost like Rose and Jack at the end of Titanic. And I wanted to put you on the side of the door with, what I mean? It was like,
was I Jack and I was going away?
I'm definitely Rose. I'm living. I'm sorry. I like you.
Floating away.
I like you, but I'm living. But no, Pizzle, I'll never let you go. I'll never let you go.
Pizzle was gone.
He was frozen solid.
He was frozen, yeah. Okay.
But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, and I made myself. I didn't want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I made myself watch it. And to see the glasses come off, to see the hat come off. Wow.
It was tough. I'll be honest. It was
wow.
Tough. It was very tough. So the thing is for me, I explained this to some people that I shave pretty regularly. Like I shave my head pretty, I would say probably every 3 months, and really, to be honest with you, I do it because I'm one of these lazy guys where I don't want to fool with my hair.
Right.
I wear hats most of the time anyways, anywhere I go. And so most of the time I don't even need to worry about my hair. So when Philly 500 made the bet to me to shave my head, that part wasn't hard. The hard part was just putting myself on camera without my hat and sunglasses. And I haven't done that ever. I mean, that was the first time ever doing that. But, of course, Philly continues to have dominance over the Giants. And for me, as a content creator that represents the Giants, my biggest thing, and I appreciate my rivalry mostly with E-Rock, and I'm still new to this Philly 500 rivalry, but the point of it is we can be great rivals, we can hate one another, we can despise one another's teams, but at the end of it, there has to be a winner and a loser,
right?
And for this time around, we were the losers, and so I have to be a man and take my loss. I have to, and I didn't want to do it. Obviously, one thing I didn't like is you when you're on YouTube, people for some reason think that you have to have there's a deadline when you have to do the video. When Philly 500, for example, proposed the bet to me to shave my head, he didn't say you've got 24 hours to shave it. He didn't say anything. He just said, we just want to so essentially, because there's no deadline, I mean, I've got probably a week to get it done.
Right.
And so many people think well, you've got no life. You're just on YouTube all the time. So you better be on YouTube right this second shaving your head, and it's I got shit to do. I got, fuck I got to I got to find a way to pay the cable bill, the light bill. You just going to think it pays itself? So it's so funny. It's people well, get on right now and shave your head. And it's okay, can I get my time? So I ended up doing it. It was a hard video to make. But I had some fun with it, and threw in what I thought was a good song, thought it was appropriate, and Philly wanted 2 videos, and so I made 2 videos, and it's tough. I can't tell you how, but I did the video for 2 reasons. I love my YouTube channel. I love the people that follow my channel, especially the Giant fans. And if you don't make the video, your channel doesn't have any integrity anymore. It doesn't have any meaning. Doesn't have any. It just doesn't have anything. So I did it for them. And then the second reason, to show we can handle our loss like a man. Period.
Yeah.
And so even though it's tough shaving the head, it's tough singing "Fly Eagles Fly," we're gonna get them back.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. I don't know when. But the Giant fans will get the Eagle fans back in some capacity. And I know you probably would like to be able to win some bets against some Philly fans. I know for me, as much I want the Giants to beat Tampa. I want them to beat Washington. But for me, YouTube purposes, I can't wait till we play Philly again. Because
of course,
I want Philly 500's ass on a platter for what that man made me go through and made me do. I want his ass on a platter, and I will serve him to the YouTube community correctly when that time comes.
What? Do you have something in store for him?
Oh, I have. Yeah, I have a great idea. I'm still gnawing on it, if you will, chewing on that bone to make sure. But the fact is, this man has already won enough on me. E-Rock has already won enough on me. And damn it, the Giants need to beat the Eagles this next time. You know how hard it is because I know you don't. We talked off air. You actually got banned on YouTube or you're suspended for the moment.
Yeah.
Because you accidentally streamed a Giants game.
I made a stupid mistake. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to. So you're in trouble right now. You're in YouTube jail.
I'm in purgatory. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
And so what's funny is
don't stream games. That just so you guys, I did my homework, and the way I read it was, as long as you don't show commercials. So I didn't do that, and then don't. Well,
what I was getting at is that I have so many things that I want to do and say and be, but the last 3 years the Giants have given me nothing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I wish people understood how hard it is to be a content creator on any platform with a team that has won a total of maybe 7 games in the last 3 years.
I think, isn't Gettleman like 9 and
he's 0-10 against the Eagles and Cowboys?
Yes.
I think that's correct.
Wait.
I think that's correct.
McAdoo, you're right.
I think Gettleman is 0-10 against the Eagles and Cowboys.
Because I think the last time we beat them was 2016, Dak's first year. And that was Reese and McAdoo.
My kid. The last time we beat the Cowboys, I didn't even have any kids. I got 2.
Oh my! God.
I didn't even have any kids. And the reason I say this is because the last time the Giants beat the Cowboys, I was at the game. It was at MetLife. It was actually, I aired a video right before the start of this stream where my friend Meet the Mets and Bones, we did a video after the game about being in the winning business. That was the night that the Giants beat the Cowboys. That's the last time. And we haven't beat the Eagles in forever.
Was that the 10-7 game?
Yeah, it was 10-7. Beckham had the slant, caught the slant pass, and took it for a touchdown. It was 10-7. That was the last time the Giants beat the Cowboys. And ever since, and I remember, I'm going to tell you something sneaky. When I left that stadium that night, okay, I'm usually somewhat, I don't claim to be a nice guy. You know how people go around saying, oh, so-and-so's a nice guy. I don't claim to be a nice guy. I can be a little ruthless sometimes. But I remember leaving that stadium that night, and Giant fans were ruthless to any Cowboys fans in the area, like walking out. And I had Baby Doll with me, and I was like, man, these Giant fans are giving it to these Cowboy fans tonight. Good for them. Just giving them the business. And I was like, damn, that's a little harsh what they're doing to them. And yeah, we ain't beat them since. And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, why the hell was I feeling sorry for him that night? And yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine not being able to say the Giants have beat the Cowboys or Eagles in a long ass time. And so I think Gettleman is 0-10 against both teams. And when I heard that stat, or when I was looking at that stat, there's a lot of talk about him as far as keeping him or what to do with him. And for me, there's a handful of things that are starting to add up as to why you can't keep him. And that's one of them. Because if your team cannot beat your rivals, okay, forget Washington for a second. If they can't beat your rivals, they're never going to beat anybody.
Well, that's the problem. We're not beating anybody.
No, we're not. But I think a lot of the problem is because the Giants get up for these games like Thursday, because you could tell the Giants Thursday night had a lot of energy. They gave a lot of effort.
Yep.
They played their tail off, and they didn't find a way to win. They found a way to lose.
Yeah.
And when they did that, you have to ask yourself going into this Monday game, thank goodness they've had a little extra time to rest, but going into this Monday game, is Thursday night's loss going to affect the Monday night game? It's a fair question to ask.
Right.
I hope it doesn't. I hope this new regime, gives them a different mindset going in this game. But if the Giants go out there and lay an egg Monday night, it's because of this Thursday night game still lingering. Because how do you lose that game? I think a lot of it, Sneaky, is the fact that they're mentally challenged from losing to the Cowboys and Eagles all the time.
For me, I was just hoping that they would have actually, when we were last time I was on your show, we were hoping that they'd pull that win off in Washington, and then that momentum from that win carried over into the Philly game, which for 3 quarters it did.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense played lights out defense, but that last drive, I don't know if it was honestly, I don't know if it was the drop pass from Engram to where everybody on that sideline with the NY logo on them said, "Here we go again." I don't know. It's like we're not finding ways to win. And I know Daniel Jones got heat for that last play where he fumbled. To me, that was garbage time anyway. I mean, in my view, that was just garbage time anyway.
I see a lot of comments in the comment section about the Giants have no chance against Tampa, and I disagree with that. There's no question that Tampa Bay is favored in this game, and rightfully so. But let's don't forget, the Giants did beat Tampa last year. Okay, I understand there was no Tom Brady, but Tom Brady doesn't scare me. He honestly doesn't. What scares me about Tampa Bay going into this game is their defense against our offense. Mm-hmm. Because again, I'll say this over and over and over. I will take our defense anywhere with me because I feel like they play good. The Giants play good defense. And you can talk about how many points they gave up late in that fourth quarter, and that was on the defense. No, it wasn't. The defense was gassed. They were on the field most of the game. The offense had an opportunity to win the game, Evan Engram most notably, and they dropped it. And at that point, it doesn't matter what the defense does. You've already asked the defense all game long to keep you in it. The offense had one job at the end of the game, to go win it. Okay? Mm-hmm. With that being said, the Giants are going to keep this game Monday night's going to be a low-scoring game. I 100% believe that. Mm-hmm. And when I say low-scoring, I think it's going to be somewhere in like the 20s. 20s maybe. I think 20s. I think it's going to be something like I could see a 20 to 10 kind of game. That's 30. But the point is I don't see it in the 50s. Okay. Right. I don't see the game in the 40s. I see the Giants getting at least a touchdown, settling for a couple field goals, and the defense for the Giants doing all they can to slow down the Bucs offense. And again, I'm not scared of Tampa Bay at all. Offensively, I'm scared of their defense.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dominican Sue is on Tampa.
With JPP, our old friend JPP.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Again, Tampa Bay is rightfully favored in this game, rightfully. But I said this in my previous video. The Giants always find weird games to compete in and steal. They always do this. You've got Tampa Bay also on a back-to-back road game. They had to travel out to Vegas last week. Now they have to travel to New Jersey. That matters. And so that is helpful. The Giants are obviously at home on a Monday night. Their season is getting to the point where it's on the line.
Right.
I mean, even with their record, what it is, the division's given them the opportunity to stay in it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to be like anybody or like most and say, well, the Giants have no shot, because that's not true. They do have a shot. Tampa Bay, first of all, we played Pittsburgh really good, and I think Pittsburgh is the best team we've played so far this year.
Agreed. Yep. And we were even competitive until that interception.
We had Daniel doesn't throw that interception in the red zone. Mm-hmm. We're in that game all the way. And that's a key mistake. And here's the thing. That was the very first game of the year, and I would argue even last week the Giants have played better football as the weeks have went on.
Yep.
So I think Pittsburgh's a better team than Tampa, and I seen what we did when we were just without a preseason game, all that stuff. I think we can compete with Tampa. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to look. The Giants. I've said the Giants can win a shit ton of games over the last course of several years, and they've lost practically every one of them. Okay, the Giants can compete with this team. They can. I just don't care what anybody has to say. I know they can compete with them. It's all going to come down to if our offense can have any life against their defense.
Right. And what I liked about our running game was starting to show some
It's
sunshine.
starting to improve. I think that you could have a 1-2 punch of Freeman and Gallman.
Easy. Yeah.
I think you can.
But is he healthy now? Because I know he had an ankle injury. That's why he didn't.
I'm saying in the future.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying because I think Gallman, the way he ran against the Eagles, and look, Eagles aren't a great football team. Like, I get that. I understand comparing Philly to Tampa is two different things. But the fact is, the Giants went from having no life of a running game to having some sort of running game this past week.
Yep.
And I was begging them in the first half of the game to run the football some, and the Giants wouldn't even try to run. They were passing almost every down. And finally, in the second half, they started to run a little bit. But if they can just get the running game going and have some type of time of possession and help the defense not be on the damn field so much, it would help.
Big time, yeah.
And Franco E., this is totally right. We always lose nail biters. And I don't know what it is about the Giants right now, but they do. They play. I have this joke a lot on my channel about being reeled in. Okay. And what that means is that when the game starts, I feel like we got a chance. The Giants get behind. I start thinking we don't have a chance. And then about the third quarter, they reel me back in with their play. They get the game close. Fourth quarter, deep at the end of the fourth quarter, they find a way to lose it. Mm-hmm. The Giants have done this time in, time again, each and every week, it seems like, for the last several years. So the Giants don't just get blown out. They don't.
No.
The Niner game, they got blown out, but that's the only time they really got blown out this year. And they really didn't get blown out a lot the last couple of years. I mean, I think they had like, I wish I had the number in front of me, but it was something like 6 or 7 games decided by 7 points or less one year.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like a weird stat where it was like, damn, if we just got some of those games.
Right.
I want to say that was 2018.
I want to say you're right, 2018.
I want to say it was like 2018.
Because
I remember thinking like in 2019, like, oh, if we could flip some of those games, the Giants would have a different record. And the fact is, the Giants play good. They've been playing competitive games, but at the end of these games, they lack just a little bit of talent to get them over the hump.
What? Just to close the game out? They're just not finding ways to finish.
They don't know how to close the game out.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say, because the nail biter comment, kind of how we lose nail biters. I want to say the last game we won came during the last minute was the 49er game when Shepard caught that winning touchdown. I want to say that's like, if not the last one of the last ones. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where Shep did a square out and Eli hit him and won the game. It was against the 49ers. Yeah, I want to say that was like the last, if not the last nail biter game we won. Because
what are you talking about? You're not talking about last year.
No, it wasn't last year.
2018.
It was I want to say it was maybe
because I remember I remember
Shep's rookie year or his second year in.
I cannot.
I can't. Yeah,
we've had so many games. I've had so many different things going on YouTube that I've honestly the last several years I've tried to forget a lot of these games. I honestly have. I mean, because they've been so bad for the Giants. Yeah. I still remember so many great games that went the Giants' way. For example, I can still see R.W. McQuarters with the interception against Romo in the playoffs. Yeah. I can still see that it's like just engraved in my memory. But a lot of these,
for me, it's Bradshaw running us into the playoffs against Buffalo. It was like 40-some yards run. And God.
There's just been so many bad losses. I was thinking that the other day about the Philly loss that we had when they had their kicker hit like a 60-something yard field goal against us.
Oh,
and that was a game that they shouldn't. The Philly should. Philly has stolen so many games from us over the course of several years. Even the Deshaun Jackson punt return.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. So you have the 63-yard field goal, the punt return, Deshaun Jackson, and then Evan Engram drop pass. Which of those three hurts the most? I already got my answer.
I want to say the Deshaun Jackson one hurts the most.
Yeah, yep. I think that was the only game.
It was, and I tell you what it was. It was the fact that he ran it, and then he got to like close to the end zone, and he did like this little showman thing.
Yeah.
And it was like like right now is a good time for me to run on the field and do something stupid because I just can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't. I hate losing to the Eagles and Cowboys.
Right.
I hate it. It's so painful. And especially I don't know. It's funny because if you would have asked me this 5 years ago, who do you hate losing more? It would have been the Cowboys. I just said the Cowboys. I couldn't stand losing the Cowboys. The last several years, I have grown a bad distaste for the Eagles franchise. It has grown, and I don't want to contribute it all to YouTube, but for some reason, Philly has just become this team that I look at, and I'm grossed out. Like right. You ever when you're watching the Cowboys, and it has nothing to do with the Giants and Cowboys game. You're just watching the Cowboys play Arizona Cardinals. And you look at the game, and you're just looking at the Cowboys jerseys, and you're like, them are some ugly ass uniforms.
Yes.
I hate everything about them. I can't stand their pants. I can't stand their tops. I can't stand their helmets. I can't stand nothing about them. I hate their stadium. I hate their field. I hate everything. It's like, and then when they get crushed, I'm like, yeah, crush them. Just crush them.
Yeah.
I've started to feel that same way about Philly. I hate everything.
I feel that way about everybody in our division.
I know, but I think it's because we've been losing to them so much.
Yeah,
that I'm starting to. I can't handle it.
Someone said to me today at work. Seriously, at work today. So who you going for, Philly or the Cowboys? And I'm like, If there was one bomb, if I had one, I mean, an atomic bomb, but
that is an interesting question. If you now, I think if you asked me for this week, who would you rather see win, the Cowboys or Eagles? I think I would rather see the Cowboys win because I think they're in a far worse situation than the Eagles. Because it feels like to me, and this is getting scary, but it feels like the Eagles, we're all stumbling. All four teams are still stumbling.
Right.
And it seems like the Eagles are like the one, how and I don't watch a ton of wrestling, but it's almost like we're in a 4-way ladder match.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Right.
And all four of us are on the canvas, flat out. NFC East teams.
Right.
And it's like the Eagles have finally gotten up and they're halfway up the ladder now.
Right. And they're reaching for the belt.
They're starting to reach.
They're right.
Yeah. That's the Eagles right now. And I'm like watching, praying that one of these teams, somebody please tip the fucking ladder over. Tip the ladder over before they get to the belt. And so now it's like I'm going into this game, this Cowboys-Eagles game, and I'm sitting there praying that the Cowboys get up like the Undertaker and tip this fucking ladder over, and the Eagles go flying out of the ring. And the ladder's like tipped over, and we're all four laying on the ground again. Because that's what I feel like will happen if the Cowboys win. I think if the Eagles beat the Cowboys, they will have so much momentum, and then they go into the bye week.
Right.
We play Washington, and then they're going to, of course, the Eagles always get us at great times. They get us at home on Thursday night. Oh, perfect, because the road team is always at a disadvantage, and then they get us off of a bye week. Of course they do.
Right.
I mean, it's always happens, and so the Eagles, both times playing it, and not excuses, it's just facts. Both times playing us have an advantage because they get the home game on Thursday and then they get us off of a bye week. So the Giants have to find a way to steal this win Monday night to keep pace.
Well, I do want to just on my end, I'm not rooting for Philly, but I don't want Dallas to win. And I'm going to tell you why. One,
so you think it'd be okay if Philly wins?
Well, no, I just don't want. I don't want Dallas to win.
Somebody's going to have to win.
I know. I just can't say it. I just can't say Philly and the W word in the same sentence.
Okay.
But and the only reason why I say that because one, I live out here in Dallas, and if they win, if Dallas pulls off a win, they're going to be talking about Super Bowl at work. I mean, and I'm just telling you the culture here in Dallas, Texas about the Dallas Cowboys. They win the coin toss in a preseason game. The fans are out there sizing the ring fingers. Okay, so it's comical out here. You know, when they beat Atlanta. For that miracle game.
So let me ask you, are you, and I guess it's because you live in the area.
Yeah.
Do you think Cowboy fans are worse than Eagle fans? Because I've had to ask this question to myself for a long time. Like I've had to go over and over with this because I feel like for years, and I don't say this just on YouTube. I say this in life. For me, I kind of sort of know how to handle Cowboy fans. I get all the talking points. It's easy for me. The Eagles, because of their recent Super Bowl, somewhat recent, it's a little bit harder to handle them. It's like they're a wild hog, and you can't rope them in. You know, it's like they're all over the place. And for some reason, Eagle fans think they are so knowledgeable. They think that they know football like nobody else does. And I don't know where they get that mindset, but that's just from my experience with them.
See, I've never been to
Philly.
I've never been to Philly at a game.
Okay.
Now I do have a lot of friends that are that are Eagle fans, and some do some do the talking, and then when they won the Super Bowl, you never heard the end of it. For me, it's funny because like a friend of mine, I'm thinking off the top of the head right now, and if he's seeing this, he'll know exactly I'm talking about him. That's all he talks about is the Super Bowl, and I'm like, oh, your ring, oh, that's so cute, that's so cute. You got one, huh? Oh, the win, And then, with Philly, I straight up tell them that, I talk about Dallas winning the coin toss in a preseason game, and they're talking about Super Bowl. Let's just hope and pray that their quarterback can last after the coin toss in Carson Wentz.
Here's what
Carson Wentz,
I want to say, because you said you never been to Philly. Me being somebody who has went wearing nothing but Giants gear, I would encourage Giant fans to go to Philly.
Okay.
And I know that people say, well, that's stupid. Why the hell would you'd rather go to hell? First of all, I'll go anywhere that I got to go to watch the Giants. I mean, if I have an opportunity to go and I can go, I'll go. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn where I got to go. So to me, as somebody who enjoys a little trash talk, who enjoys a little banner, who's not afraid, to me, Philly is a great environment to go to test yourself as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
right.
Because when you put yourself in that environment, at that point, you really do earn your stripes as being a fan of that team. Because for me, I've always, and you may experience this going to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
To me, going to a home game. So if you go to MetLife, to me, I think that's easy.
Right.
That's easy work. That's easy.
It's a home game.
It's a home game. That's easy work. I mean, you're out. You've got the other team outnumbered.
And I've never been. I've never been to MetLife. We were supposed to go this year, but COVID.
I'm lucky to say that I've been to both Giants Stadium and I've been to MetLife. It's so funny because I have so many people say like, "Oh, MetLife is awful. Like it's a terrible build. Like it looks awful." I highly disagree. I think MetLife's cool. I think is it the best looking stadium in all of football? No, I won't admit that at all. Could they have probably done more? Sure, but when they built it, it's what they got. Okay, it's what they made. The one thing I'm glad is they kept it an outdoor facility because I think football is better to be played outdoors. I wish they had natural grass. I've always been. I loved when Giant Stadium had natural grass. That setting when they played the Minnesota Vikings in the 2000 NFC Championship game, the way that field looked, the atmosphere, the fans, to me, that was the most perfect Giants setting ever. I love going back and watching highlights of that game and just being like, look how awesome the field looked. Look at our uniforms. Look at the crowd. Listen to the noise. Look at the environment. Like, I just love – that's my favorite game to watch because obviously the Giants dominate that game. But it just looks like pure New York Giants football, and I love it. For me, MetLife is cool. I encourage you to go to that too. But I've always been a person, and this goes for anybody, and it doesn't matter what team you're for. I've always had more fun taking my show or my little deal on the road at anywhere. I love going on the road, wearing my Giant stuff, being outnumbered, and asking myself, how much do I love this team?
Right.
I'm one of my favorite moments is I went to Cincinnati roughly about 8 years ago. I was in Cincinnati. And if you've ever been to Cincinnati, it's practically in Kentucky. I don't know why Cincinnati and Ohio are considered, because Cincinnati's in Kentucky. You can't tell me any otherwise. I am about mid-tier, and the Giants are getting killed by the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, surprisingly. And there is these guys that are about 5 rows in front of me. And I got Baby Doll with me, and I got her all decked out in Giants. Matter of fact, I just bought her a brand new Giants jacket. She's looking clean. She's got a Giants hat. I just met Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer he lives in Cincinnati, and I just talked to him. He was at a concession stand. I said hello to him. I was excited. I got Baby Doll looking good. I'm looking good. The Giants are getting crushed. And I got these guys 5 rows in front of me, and I'm telling you, Sneaky G, some of them are missing teeth.
Oh, okay.
They're pure Kentucky, okay? And they are just giving me the business, saying, take your ass out of here. You can't beat the bank. I mean, just giving me the business. And in that moment, you have to ask yourself, what the hell am I doing here with my Giants gear? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, what the hell am I doing here? And then I remember they were yelling. And usually, again, I can take trash talk pretty good, but they end up telling my girl, Baby Doll, they're like, drop that 0 and get with this hero, baby. And,
with no teeth. With no teeth.
Yeah, they're missing teeth. And I'm sitting thinking, like, you know what? Their Bengals won today. They're feeling good. I'm going to let that one go. So,
what year was this when the Bengals beat us?
That was roughly about 8 years ago. I remember that. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that I was at the game. Another game that was real rough for me. Real rough. Do you remember the game? I think this was 2006. It was in the Giants played the Titans, and it was in Nashville, and the Giants gave up a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter to Vince Young.
Yes.
Pac-Man.
Was it
Kiwanuka had Vince, had the sack, and he let him go, and he broke away, and then Coughlin's yelling. So I'm at that game. And I'm telling you, we're going in the fourth quarter. I was like, that was going to be my first time watching the Giants live win a game. I'd been to other Giants games, but they hadn't won. And so that was going to be my first one. And I thought, this is great. I'm going to get to see the Giants win. They lose that game. And that was the hardest stadium for me to walk out of.
Wow.
It was harder than Philly because those people were ruthless to me. There was no Southern hospitality. None whatsoever. They were ruthless. And I'm sitting there, and that's when you act like people see me on YouTube and they see all the whatever I got going on. Dude, when you go to the games and you watch your team lose in heartbreaking fashion, or you're in some city that you're not from and you're getting this toxic stuff thrown on you.
Right.
That's when you find out how much you love your team, not at home.
Yeah.
You find out real quick. So I always encourage Giant fans to take their show on the road and create your journey as a Giants fan.
So let me tell you, back in 2017, when we lived in Colorado and the Giants came to Colorado, and I think we were.
I've always wanted to go to Denver for a game.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I love the city of Denver is beautiful. I think it's
Colorado.
I love
it's amazing. So let me tell you the way not Arrowhead. That's
Mile
High. Yeah, Mile High. You could actually and I learned this because so I've been to 3 stadiums so far. CenturyLink, which I highly recommend.
Seattle.
You got to go to Seattle. Mile High, and of course here in Dallas. Now, AT&T is freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. This stadium, but I don't like the layout. Like you can't, like stadiums, you can walk completely around in a circle. You can't do that here at AT&T. You can only walk to a certain point, and then for example, and I'm kind of getting off topic here. We were sitting in the 243 section, but we entered in at the 209, so we had to go all the way up to 4. Walk across and then come back down. That makes no sense. But what I like about CenturyLink and Mile High, mainly Mile High, is you can, when you first get in the stadium, the players are still warming up. So you can walk all the way down into the first row, no matter where you're sitting, and get autographs. And that's where I met David Tyree, Jesse Armstead. Steve Tisch came and signed some autographs. But what I want to talk about the game. So
what year was this?
This was 2017. Okay.
Was that the game we won on Monday night?
No, it was a Sunday night game.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Sunday night game, primetime game.
We just beat them on Monday night recently, I want to say. I can't remember what year it was. It might have been 2 years. It wasn't last year.
No, because I know
maybe
because Denver has to come to New York now.
Okay.
But I know when they came, I want to say we were 0-6 or 0-4 or something. But let me tell you how I knew we were going to win that game. We were up 17-3 by half, but Journey was playing during halftime. Don't Stop Believing. Right when I heard that song, I knew we were going to win. But so when Denver, when the defense is on the field. Let me give you a little background.
You are right. That was a Sunday night game.
Yeah, that was a Sunday night game.
The Giants were 0-5 going to that game.
0-5. Okay, yeah, because that was our first win.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I'm sitting on the aisle seat. Okay. Oh, and Denver has a huge following. Big Blue Wrecking Crew. I hope you guys are checking this out. They have a huge following. And it's more of a family base than just I just can't speak too much about them guys. I love those guys. So I'm sitting on the aisle seat. You have my son to my immediate right, then you have another gentleman, and then you have his daughter. So the guy sitting there, he was from Brooklyn. And we start feeling pistachio shells being thrown at us. And all I hear, the dude was like, "Yo, son, if those pistachio shells hits my daughter, this shit's over." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I got to go to work tomorrow. We can't be doing this, right?" But so that experience was fun. But what I loved the most was when the Denver defense was on the field, and Eli would throw an incomplete pass. The announcer would say that pass was, and the crowd goes, "Incomplete." So when I think it was Simeon, I think that's when the quarterback back then, when he threw an incomplete pass, I stood up and I said, all my Giants family, that pass was, and everybody, incomplete. I mean, it was just awesome. I mean, it was an awesome time to be a fan. And yeah, that was one of the games we won. My first game was when I saw them in Seattle in 2009. And I mean, we were beating them 41-7 at halftime. And I enjoyed, basically telling the 12th man, drive safe on the way home because they were leaving in the third quarter. But the second time was when after they won the Super Bowl, the Seahawks, and it was seeing Beckham just destroy Sherman. I mean, it was funny because they were playing cover one with just a safety in the back in the first half. But then the second half, they came back with a cover two because Sherman could not cover Beckham at all. And in that game, we lost. And a Seattle fan bought me a beer. So he claimed that he liked me. That's why he liked the energy I brought.
Well, but you can probably attest to that is that it's fun going on the road.
Oh yeah,
and mixing it up with other fans.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a bad way. Nothing. Nothing bad. But just it's fun to test yourself as a fan because again, it's easy to go to home games.
Yeah,
and it's easy to, I've been in that environment. It's funny because when the first time I went to Giants Stadium, which was the first time that I went to a Giants home game, I said, "Well, damn, this is easy." This is. I mean, I don't have to do anything. Everybody else is doing it for me.
Yeah.
And it was actually against the Eagles that I went to, and of course the Eagles won the game. But it was funny because I got a good taste of that Eagles-Giants rivalry. And I could see the hatred for these teams. But what was great was I could just stand back and just let them do most of the dirty work. But when you go on the road and you're there and you're the only guy in the section wearing the Giants stuff, it's a lonely feeling.
But I will say this, at AT&T, you do have to be careful in a sense. And the only reason why I say that is because when Dak went down, he literally went down right in front of us. There was a Giants fan that made a comment. I don't even know what he said. All I know is that he made a comment about Dak being out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the Cowboy fans was like, they were getting, I don't even know. All I know is there was a Cowboy fan behind me. And of course I have my son with me and he was like, "You better shut the fuck up. You better shut the." I mean, I don't even know what was going on between the two. But I know he made a comment about Dak laying on the ground. And then Nick was like, "Yo, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, just keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing." But I mean, of course, I was beyond your P's and Q's when you're.
I mean, but when you saw, could you tell? Of course, they have that big giant screen, but in the moment, you probably couldn't see how serious Dak injuries were.
Oh, no, I saw it. Oh yeah,
you saw.
Oh yeah,
the screen
when he. Well, like after, I think it was Logan that tackled him.
Yeah, it was.
He pointed at his ankle, and I'm like, "Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good."
Well, I tell you this, it has completely wrecked that team.
Oh yeah,
I mean the Cowboys, and again, I hope that they do beat the Eagles this weekend. And it's the only reason I say that is because I think they are if the Giants cannot beat, and I know Andy Dalton finished the game, but the next time the Giants play the Cowboys, you got to think. I mean, after watching the Cowboys this past week against Washington, I just don't see how in the hell the Giants, and of course that's the very last game of the year, so I mean a lot can still change, but it's funny because I like the second half of our schedule. I like playing I think the Giants can have success against all three NFC East teams, but we've got some games that are really challenging. This Tampa Bay game, Baltimore's challenging, Seattle, and so you have to wonder if the Giants can just steal one of these games,
right?
And if they're able to beat Tampa, for example, and I know a lot of people who are watching right now think I'm smoking crack saying that, but if they can, which is funny because you just brought up the Denver game. and I know that this is completely different, but the Giants went in that game 0-5. Denver was 3-1, and the Giants went on there on Sunday night and smacked them.
Yep.
And they were not a good. Giants were not a good team. So look, any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Monday night, an NFL team can beat another NFL team. So it is possible. It's just the Giants have got to figure out how to win that game. I know I'm excited about streaming it, and I wouldn't stream it if I didn't think that the Giants had an opportunity. So the fact that I'm streaming, I feel like they do have a chance. I definitely don't want to be live on YouTube and take an ass whooping, because that wouldn't be fun.
Right.
Because I definitely know it's funny because when you're streaming live on YouTube, they don't come around when you're winning. But when you start losing, or when the game is out of reach, or the game's over, and you're for sure, all of a sudden you're getting numbers that you never thought you'd ever get. The live stream that I had last Thursday against the Eagles, when the Giants officially had the ball with 40 seconds to go or less, with no timeouts, no chance, that was the highest number I've ever had in a live stream. The highest numbers. And I didn't say anything. I just let it happen. And I said to myself, okay, that's the society that we live in now.
Right.
People don't want to give you credit when you're winning. People don't want to show you any love when you're doing your thing. But when you lose, or when you're on the verge of losing, they love to kick a dead horse while he's down. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow.
So two things. One, I keep forgetting to mention this to you. So my podcast, Truce, we're also on YouTube, TruCE. One of my co-hosts, Clary OG, Cowboys fan, right? Diehard Cowboys. Well, he's more of a Dallas Stars fan, but he's also a Cowboys fan. He actually agrees with you about the Eagles being more of a rivalry. More of a rivalry than I believe the Cowboys are. So I think you two would probably get along. And the fact that I'm not saying you're rooting for the Cowboys to win, but you would want the Cowboys to win rather than the Eagles. So I know Clary would probably agree with you on that. And two, you talk about lose. So I went live on TikTok for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. It kind of ebbed and flowed. And when Engram dropped that pass, I was sitting at, I think I had like 100 people at one time. But the moment that ball hit the ground, it jumped up to like 150, 180, 200 people.
Yeah.
I don't know if they wanted to see my reaction. I don't know what they want. But yeah, and then what made it so bad that there was a delay with the game to the live stream that I had. So
yeah, which is funny because I had people coming to my channel like, "Oh, you're a play behind," and they can't understand that the transmission of the live feed has to go to outer space and then has to go back to they can't understand the satellites. They don't. Right. But anyways, I know what you're talking about.
So I think was it Scott that scored the touchdown?
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is TD, and Wentz is still under center, and I'm like, no. I mean, it's like your life flashed before your eyes. But and then also the funny thing. So my dad, who I love, my dad and I, we have a great relationship. I'm going to say that. However, the only time that fucker, and I mean it lovingly, that fucker calls me after a Giants game is when they lose.
Yeah. He
never calls me when they win.
What's funny is that you bring that up. And so I'm actually going to do a video. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. I've been getting, since I got a lot of new subscribers, I've been having a lot of people ask me how did I become a Giants fan? Uh-huh. And my dad was actually part of that in some capacity. And the funny thing is you're right. My dad does that, and I'm thankful.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad will go days. If the Giants win, he'll go days before he says anything. He already knows I'm excited. But when they lose, he'll call me the next day and say, "Well, what was that all about? Like how'd they lose that one? Like this." And he's just asked me 100 different questions about what. And at that point, I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, Dad. I don't want. I really don't, I don't care. I'm over it. Like, why are you bringing it up? Like now I'm pissed off. And next thing you know, it's father son headbutting all of a sudden.
See, my dad would be like, "Hey, like he called me Friday morning. I'm at work, pissed off. I'm at work, mad, right?" And he's like, "Hey, I just want to, how you doing?" I'm like, and then he'll say, "I didn't catch the game. I fell asleep."
He called the game.
Oh, he knew the game.
Yeah,
fucker.
It's fun. I mean, that's the thing too, and I get it a lot with my friends too because I'm kind of like a unicorn. I'm like the one token Giant fan in the group, and so a lot of my friends are Titans fans, so they're going through getting some success right now, and so you get you're out with them having fun with them, and they're like 1-5, I can't relate. 1-6, can't relate. Don't know what that feels like, and it's just like okay, like I get it, like it's so you can't, again, when you're a big fan of something, you can't escape it,
right? Yeah,
and it's funny because when things are going well, when things are going good, and you wear the gear, people say, "Oh, well, there's a bandwagon fan."
Right.
Look at him. Look at him with his Golden State Warriors stuff on.
Yeah.
Good for him. Like, oh, like he's easy. But when things are bad, like now, and like today, like I wore a Giants hoodie today, people are like,
I did too.
What the hell's wrong with that guy?
Yeah,
What's his problem?
Yeah.
Like, does he enjoy punishment? And so, I actually had a guy the other day. I was in, I think it was like I think I was in Walmart or something. I was sitting there. I was walking down one of the aisles, and it was one of those guys that want to sell you Comcast. They're trying to sell you Comcast. Like, hey,
right.
Comcast. And so the guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, and I said, dude. I already got Comcast. I'm good. I'm good. That's my, like, I got you internet. I got all things." He said, "No, man. Like, I'm from Jersey, and I saw you wearing Giants gear, and like I wanted to say hello." And I was like, I was almost on the defense about it because I was like, "You gonna give me shit right now? Like, that's what you gonna do?" And I didn't know how he was coming at me, but then he was a friendly, So sometimes you get in these little mixtures where you're like, you don't know if they're friendlies or not. But I still, after all these years of bad things, it's still fun for me to be a Giants fan.
Oh, of course, by far.
Yeah, by far. I all of the memories that I've gotten all over the years, for me, it would be fun to be good again. But I've had so many great moments in my life watching the Giants that, honestly, like I just wish that we could just be in the mix again, because I remember how much fun that used to be.
Oh God.
I can honestly say this, like 07, 08, 09, 010, 11, 12, like I took those years for granted. I did.
Right. Well, when did you become, like, what year was it that you were a Giants fan?
I don't want to say too much because I'm going to do a video about it. But I was 1990.
Oh, me too.
I was 5 years old.
Okay.
And the great thing about the wonderful thing about my Giants fanhood, and the most unbelievable thing, because it's funny because I'm raising 2 kids, and my little girl right now is 3, and so she's getting close to that 5-year-old range.
Right.
And the thing that's remarkable to me is the fact that, my child, she has this way of picking something up and playing with it, and then she's done with it in 5 minutes, and she's going to go get something else.
Right.
So she picks it up, done, we're moving on to something else. And for me to think back during that time and be 5-6 years old, and to take the Giants and say, okay, I want to keep this.
And you kept it. Yeah.
And then I kept it. And now I'm in my mid 30s, and I look back and I'm like, man, how did I keep it? How? What was it that made me keep it? And so for me, it's almost like it's weird because it's almost like the football gods, football universe, whatever. Right. I don't know. It just was meant to be. It was a marriage because, again, and I'm sure just like anybody else, things have come into your life. You've let things go. Some things it was a hobby and you said, I'm done doing that. You started golfing for a little while and you said, I just don't want to golf anymore. You started doing whatever. Like you just pick up things and then you just put them away. I have never in my life put the Giants away. Oh, never. Yeah. You know, it's kind of crazy when I think about it, but I'm going to try to do a good video on it this week. I don't have, obviously, the Tampa Bay game. There's not a lot of hate week kind of thing. Right. They're not like a rivalry. So there's not, I don't make those videos for those games, but I'm going to do a fun video, going to make it good. And, actually to answer Tyson's Urban's question here was Wentz good in person. Carson Wentz, look, the man wears another man's ring, no question. But he honestly is one of the best football players I've ever watched in person, in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of good ones, and I thought he was one of the best I've seen him play in person. So there's no question. But I don't think when I saw him play, this was before all the knee injuries and all the injuries that came with that. So I don't know if he's the same player. But do you said you picked up in 1990? Isn't it? Do you remember how old you were?
So for me, the very first Super Bowl I ever seen was the 86 Super Bowl.
Well, that was against the Broncos.
Yeah, that was the Broncos. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't really into football, but I remember watching that Super Bowl and watching the Giants win. And then, of course,
Sims was absolutely perfect.
Oh, Sim was just,
perfect.
I mean,
like 22 for 25.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just, and the defense too. That goal line stance. Mm-hmm. And then I think the next year, the 49ers won. No, I'm sorry, next year the Redskins won with Doug Williams.
I think the Redskins won in 91.
Well, they did win in 91, but that was Mark Rippon.
Okay.
And 88 was the 49ers, 89 was the 49ers, and then 90 again was the Giants. And for me, watching the Super Bowl, I always enjoyed the Giants. And then when the Giants was on TV, I would watch them, but I never actually became a diehard fan until 1990. And you're right. When Scott Norwood missed that kick, you couldn't tell me nothing. And then, Hostetler, Sims, and then you had Brown, Graham, Cannell, Kerry Collins, and then that defense, Baltimore was just, I thought it was going to be like a 13-3 Super Bowl.
And you know what's funny about that Super Bowl? And what's funny about that one is, and I remember when they made it to the Super Bowl, because that was all that I wanted was the Giants just to go to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. And I remember, it's funny because I talked about the being reeled in, and the Giants were lifeless for the first half of that game. And if you remember, to start the second half, Ron Dixon runs back the kickoff to start the second half. Right. And all of a sudden, I'm reeled all the way back into the game. I said, oh, well, that's what we needed. There it goes. And then I think it was Jermaine Lewis, the very next kickoff for Baltimore, he runs it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a pick six, yeah.
No, it was like they ran a kickoff back. It was like we ran the kickoff.
Right. Yeah,
we ran the kickoff, and then they ran the kickoff. And I said, you got to be kidding me. I got reeled in for that moment.
Yeah.
And then, but you're right, that defense from the Ravens was special. It's probably one of the best ever defenses to play. And
ridiculous.
And I remember thinking after that, like, I would love to watch them win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it was cool just to see them in it. I hated that they got crushed. And it's weird because I always have this weird feeling when I watch Baltimore play. I think it's because of that Super Bowl. Like, I just have this weird taste in my mouth that I can't get over.
Right.
And it's like, I know it's been years, but it's like I watch Baltimore and I'm like, man, they crushed us in that one Super Bowl. Like, I can't ever get over it.
I'll tell you, in 2007, when 2000, so my wife and I, we've been married since 99, and in 2007, let me tell you a funny story. So I lived in Arizona. We went to, I lived in Sierra Vista. We drove like 2 hours to play in a football tournament. Okay. And we went to Arizona Mills. And it was after the season was over, they literally had like a table full of Giant stuff, half off. I mean, I got jackets, shirts. I mean, I got everything. I mean, I spent like $300. I said, I mean, and we weren't even, I mean, I wouldn't even spend my money. I mean, it was just, I was like, honey, we gonna have cereal and ramen for 2 weeks. I bought her. So, and the point I'm bringing it because I got her a shirt. She had a nice Giant shirt, and her manager, like the boss, the big boss, right, district manager, we don't want to call it, was a Cowboys fan. So, of course, now she would never talk, like the guy would never talk to anybody. He would just, because, he's like the district, the office, So he, I guess he saw her in passing, and he said, you're not allowed to wear that here in this building. Go Cowboys. And then he left, right? So she came home that night and was like, I need you to tell me everything about the Giants. So, and then we won. We won that year in 2007. Yeah. And I told her, I said, baby, you better enjoy every minute of this because I haven't felt this good since 1990.
Yeah.
And and I don't know. Okay, I'm assuming, because this is how is it with me. When people meet me, obviously that's like one of the first things they see is that I'm not only I'm a diehard. When I mean diehard, I showed you my tattoo, right?
I don't think I've seen your tattoo.
You haven't seen my tattoo yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
I want to apologize. Hold on, I'm going to show you. So yeah, hold on a second.
Okay, we're going to see some tattoos.
Oh, and it's on my shoulder, so I'm not getting naked. So just everybody knows.
Let's get nasty. At least it ain't on the ass cheek.
I'm trying to make sure the anticipation is killing everybody.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I mean, it's killing me. So that's all you got. All the Super Bowl rings.
Yeah,
I like it.
Trophies.
Yeah, and the trophies.
Yeah, and then the old logo right here.
I just love the old logo.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
And this right here was my very first tattoo, like ever. And then I just added everything on.
I like it. Which one do you think is the best ring?
The next one.
I set that one up on a softball platter.
I just like.
How much do you think you've spent like just in that right there? Just curiosity.
Oh God, I don't, because like the very first one was like $40. I mean, this was like 2000. Yeah, when I got the first one. And I've been lucky with tattoo artists that they just kind of give me deals.
Well, hey, look, anybody that tattoos anything, that's not hard. I have I don't have a tattoo, but I have always thought about getting a Giants one.
You need one.
But I've never, my biggest problem is I don't know exactly where I want to put it.
Well, you could put a Lombardi trophy on. No, let me stop. It just watch it grow. Oh, but this one I would say. So when the Giants won in 2007, everybody was calling me, like my phone, text messages, emails, people that I haven't spoke to since when I got out of the service. They were congratulating me like I was playing in the game, and I mean, it was a great feeling. And then, of course, 2011, same thing, people calling me and, oh, I know you're happy, whatnot.
I think Black Caesar, he He was saying he got his tattoo in year 2000. Not that it cost 2000.
Let's see what it say. Got my full arm.
It sounded like your tattoo. Oh. It sounded like your tattoo cost $2,000, and you were saying you got it in year 2000.
Oh yeah. No, well, the first one, like the NY, and it was over. I mean, this is over. 20 years. So to give a dollar amount, I mean, maybe $1,000, maybe $1,200 total. But I don't know the dollar amount. It doesn't matter. I'd have paid whatever.
That Super Bowl, I was talking about how much you care when you go on the road and watch the Giants play. That Super Bowl when they lost to the Ravens, and I know the way I felt after that game. It's almost like you need those moments as a fan to remind you how much they matter to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like it's almost like I've said this for years. Like Patriot fans, and hopefully Patriot fans come back down to reality. Now that Tom Brady and Belichick is separated.
They have no choice not to.
But it's so funny because the last 20 years for them has just been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably been really easy to be a Patriots fan. But all the other organizations, and especially the Giants, we've had our moments of success and tasted what it feels like to be the best. And then you have these moments where they just hurt so bad, and I think when those moments happen, it's what drives you to be even a more of a Giants fan. And I try to say this a lot in my videos. We're in a situation right now that all of us Giant fans would rather not be in. We don't want to be a team with just one win at this point in the season. But, the feeling of now is when you really earn your stripes as a Giants fan.
I said the same thing.
Because you can easily take your stuff and say, you know what, I'm going to put it in the back of the closet. I'm not going to let anybody see me. I'm not going to represent this team. They don't represent who I am as a person, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth about it is when you stand up and you try to be there for them during a bad time, it should mean something, because they're going to eventually get it turned around. It may be forever. It may be next year. It may be 30 years from now. Who knows?
Right.
They're eventually going to get it turned around. And so for me, I just can't wait for when they are able to pick me back up, and I don't have to, support them through the bad times.
When you, matter of fact, I did a little clip. I think I tagged you on it. When you said that, they were there for me, and I'll be damned if I'm not there. When we ride those waves, it's easy to be great when you're on top.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're right. Right now, we're earning our stripes. I'll be damned anybody calls me a bandwagon. That's almost blasphemous.
Well, I'll say this. When I first joined YouTube, the Giants were phenomenal. They were good. They were championship caliber.
Mm-hmm.
They'd won the Super Bowl. They were one of the best teams in the league. They were amazing. And I did get a lot of people say, you're a bandwagon fan. There's no question about it. You don't have the New York accent. You're on YouTube trying to get fame for whatever.
Right.
You're a bandwagon fan. And what's funny is, like, I remember being a content creator at that time, saying to myself, well, how do I disprove this?
Oh,
how do I disprove that? I can't. All I can do is just keep rocking them and be the best I can. And it's funny because I have not, over the last several years, been accused of being a bandwagon fan while being on YouTube.
Of course not.
And it's because, and it's not because that of my content. It's not that. It's just the Giants have just been so poor. You wouldn't want to be on that bandwagon.
Right.
But the fact is I think now, and I could be wrong, and who knows how long I'll be on YouTube. I think now I've put in enough years where the Giants have been so bad, so miserable, and I've stayed the course that there is no way that you wouldn't even have to never even seen my channel to be able to call me a bandwagon fan. There's just no way. And if you did, you're just being a complete and utter troll. And so, honestly, I encourage all Giant fans, whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever platform, Facebook. Like now is the time.
Oh,
now is the time to run with the train and say, look, I'm with them right now when shit is awful, when it couldn't get any worse than right. Like we are rock bottom record wise. National media thinks we're terrible.
Yep.
Most fans thinks we're terrible. We're still here, still rocking, still showing love, still showing support. And when they get there, I can promise you this. I don't know about you, Stinky G, but when the Giants get back to that level of championship, these Eagle fans, Cowboy fans, I'm not going to be so bad on Washington fans because they've been okay with me. But Eagle and Cowboy fans, I'm playing nice now, but I will be ruthless when that time comes.
I'm gonna say this: don't let us get 5.
Oh well,
don't let us get. I might start having death threats living in Texas.
I'm telling you,
don't let us get.
And
5.
I've already said it. Philly 500, who got me this past time. I didn't even want to upload my video. That man, I'm coming for his head. Okay. And I because, that is, I can't say that enough. Like I'm tired of losing the Eagles, and somebody needs to put an example on them, their fanhood. And I hope the bet that you made with your situation and my situation, I hope we're able to win this next time. Yeah. And we're able to get a little revenge and able to get, some type of payback.
So I know we've been on for a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Do you think I should just go ahead and tell my decision?
Sure.
Should I just go ahead and?
I'm here to support.
Okay. In honor,
we'll get through this.
Yeah,
together.
We got it. Okay, so now everybody. First off, Pizzle, thank you so much for having me on.
You got it.
And as I'm talking this, I am.
Are you going to TikTok right now too?
I'm sorry.
Are you going to TikTok while you're doing it?
Well, I'm actually I'm going to send this TikTok that I created. And hold on, let me just go ahead and okay. So I just sent it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cut my losses and sing the damn song. I'm just gonna sing the damn song.
Are you gonna sing it right here? Are you gonna sing it right now?
No, I actually have it on TikTok right now.
Okay.
I have it on TikTok. So if you guys could do me a favor, I'm not looking for clout. Okay, maybe a little bit, but Sneaky G-Man 11, it's on there now.
That's on your TikTok.
I'm sorry?
That's on your TikTok.
That's my TikTok. Yeah, Sneaky G-Man 11.
Okay.
I just hit send, and it wasn't an easy decision, Pizzle. It wasn't.
Now, what is your I know you said that you're in YouTube jail right now.
Yes.
So what is the give everybody your YouTube channel name when that comes back?
Sneaky G-Man. Oh no. I mean, I just can't go live.
Okay.
Until
but for those that don't know, I want you to put out all of your platforms.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Sneaky G-Man on YouTube. Please subscribe. And you can also subscribe to my podcast, Truce Podcast, which is 2RUCE. I'm on there with the Cowboy Hippie and Clario G. And Pizzle, you got to invite, brother. I got to have you on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Facebook, Sneaky G-Man. Snapchat, Sneaky G. I'll tell you what. And I mean this very humbling. Google me. I mean, you can Sneaky G-Man, and you'll see all my my links and whatnot. And also, I got to give a shout out to Dress Comfy, She provides merchandise for the Truce podcast for myself, Sneaky G, and also Clario G. And she also has some shirts for herself that she makes. And I don't have one on me, but she has some really good. I'm gonna have to send you one, Pizzle.
Hey,
I'll
wear it in videos.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna send you one, man. I'm gonna text me your address. We're gonna make this happen.
Okay. I'll rock it. I'll rock that gear.
Whoa. Jake said my TikTok didn't post. Hold up. Bullshit, it's on there right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's on there. Oh, damn.
How much do you enjoy doing TikTok?
Oh, I love it. And I love it because the followers, man, they're freaking awesome.
TikTok's hot right now.
Yeah, they're awesome. And
I feel like an old dinosaur over here doing YouTube.
But I mean, and even Instagram. I mean, Instagram's coming a long way too. And
so it's funny you were talking about being in trouble. So I used to do, and I don't even know if this site even exists anymore. But there used to be, and it may still do, is Ustream, and it was a live streaming service at one time. This was before even YouTube was letting you do live streams. And what I would do is I told people, hey, I have a Ustream channel, and I was actually streaming the games. Like I would set up a camera.
Oh, wow. Right.
And most of the time I would get away with it, but then it would always get caught, always get flagged. And I was always having to recreate channels, but there was a group of Giant fans that couldn't watch the game. They were either out of town, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I had access to it, and I was trying to be a good Giants,
right. And that was the only, yeah.
And I said, you can watch the game and you can watch it with me. And so it's funny because everybody live streams, but like I was live streaming before live streaming was a thing. Right. And I was trying to help out other Giant fans, and I would literally get in trouble. I probably went through so many Ustream accounts just trying to stream and I ended up saying, look, I can't do Ustream anymore because I literally running out of account names and things like that. But it's so crazy because the idea to stream games has always been there.
Right.
And it's so funny because if you had the ability to show the games and you were able to live stream reaction with it, it would be so much better. Right. I mean, the world, it really would be. But obviously you can't do that. There's copyright issues and you can get in trouble. And it's so funny because every time I live stream, even Thursday night, someone's like, show the game. And I'm saying, like, damn, I don't want to lose my YouTube channel, pal. Yeah. I've only had it over a decade here.
So just so you know, you do get 3 chances for copyright infringement. And actually, so it started with what game was it?
Well, the thing too is
I think it was the Rams game that I got like booted off, and then I got an email, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know. It sounds stupid. Like I wasn't aware that I was doing something, because again, from what I could tell, like I wasn't showing the commercials. I wasn't getting any financial gain from it, and that's what I was assuming that was the issue. But no, that's not the case. So,
well, and the thing is, if you show the game, you would get a lot of subscribers quickly. You would get a lot of love. I mean, it would be a fast track to getting subs and viewers. But as soon as you get caught, you're done for. I mean, so I wish you could show the games. I wish it was possible, but it's just not. And but I do enjoy going live. I mean, like when you went live Thursday night, did it add an element for you of just excitement or just anything?
It actually did. Of course, you get your trolls.
Yeah.
Then you get the people that are rooting for you that aren't even Giants fans. They want you to win because they want to see you happy. Mm-hmm. And then you got just people that enjoy you, just being on. And TikTok has a way of rewarding creators as like you get these coins, right? And you can turn them in for gift cards or whatever. I haven't done it yet, but and normally what I do when I go live and I get a huge supporter, I give them a follow. I mean, I immediately, you supported me. I mean, the best I could do is, is follow you. And I want to ask your permission. I saw one of your videos. You did a hat, a raffle for a hat.
Yeah. And I just a guy by the name of Brennan Nelson won. He was a Seahawks fan.
Okay.
He won that. Yeah.
May I use that?
The idea of it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't want to just use it and not give props to the man that gave me that idea.
Well, look, here's the thing. I think a lot of people, my idea of doing it was, there's so many people that do super chats on YouTube, which is fine. Like you people give, tip and donate to channels all the time. I think that's great. For me in that night, I said, you know what? Let me put something together where it's almost like a lottery, if you will. Mm-hmm. Be a part of it, and I'm gonna get somebody a hat tonight. We're gonna get somebody a hat. It's almost you got to put in a little work, right? You got to collect it, and you got to do the action of doing it, and then after it's over with, you got to actually go make the purchase and get it sent where it needs to go, and all this and that. But for me, it was worth it. To me, it was fun, and I'm gonna do it again Monday night. Again, give the chance for somebody to win another hat if I don't, unless I do something else. But no, I think it's great. Anytime you can interact with the audience and do something of that capacity is fun. And so there's nobody that appreciates their subscribers more than I do.
Right.
That is thankful for the viewership. I remember being on YouTube and being excited about getting 15 views.
Right. Yeah.
Views. And the fact that, a lot of my content gets more than that now. Hell, my video that I made where I shaved my head, 7,000 views. Like, I couldn't imagine going to a barbershop and having 7,000 clicks of somebody shaving my head. But Pizzle's good for business. What am I going to, what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, so
man.
It was it's fun to be able to interact with the audience, and people have so many people that care. So it's just, I couldn't be more thankful for people. I couldn't be more thankful for the content. I couldn't be more thankful being a Giants fan. I couldn't be more thankful for interacting with guys like you and Authentic and all my other friends, Meet the Mets, Bones, all the other guys. I have so much. The purpose of joining YouTube for me, again, was to support the Giants and interact with other Giant fans, and to use social media such as YouTube as a way to socialize with other Giant fans. And I've used that. And so for me, I've gotten the most out of YouTube that I could possibly could get. But we're going to get ready to wrap this up. Joe got locks. Hey, here's the thing. On Monday, when we're going to go live for a game, at halftime, I'm going to let people come back into the stream like I did last Thursday night. It was something I enjoyed. Probably was my favorite moment of the game, because obviously my favorite moment would have been the Giants winning, but we collapsed, and that wasn't my favorite moment. But I enjoyed, and I had Sneaky G. I had the best halftime show of all the internet last week. You should have seen the cast of characters that came into my live stream. They were all over the place, and it was a comedy moment. I mean, it was 15 minutes of just pure comedy. And it was so funny, and I was so thankful for it. So I've got to do it again Monday night. I honestly cannot wait to go live again Monday night for the game. I'm so excited. But Sneaky G, I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yes, sir.
I got his TikTok. This man paid his bet to Philly, just like Pizzle had to pay his bet. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate the love and support.
I thought I had a pair of sunglasses because I was gonna do a mimic of how painful it looked. You do a,
I told you about my comment about the kids' room, right?
Right.
I had my favorite comment of that video, and it's got like well over 300 comments. Somebody said, "It looks like Baby Doll's getting ready for you to be in the electric chair."
That's so true. That is so true. Oh God!
Like, damn, I do look like I'm getting ready to fucking the Green Mile.
Yeah,
like I'm getting ready to be like, roll on one, boss. And then next thing you know, I'm getting electrocuted. And And I didn't even think of it like that. But
roll on one.
Oh shit, we're rolling on two. I didn't even think of it like that. I just said, hell, I was got to be as still as possible because she's going to be shaving my head, and I don't want to hurt. And so, but yeah, it looked like I was in the electric chair. And so it's funny. I'm telling you, man, I want Philly 500's ass so bad. So bad. You don't know how bad. I'm like grinding my teeth, sleeping, just like, man, I want Philly 500 on a platter for me. Like that's what I want. So I appreciate you coming on, Sneaky G. We'll have to do it again.
Yes,
Go
sir.
check out his TikTok. He just doing great things over at TikTok. Hopefully you'll be able to join us on YouTube whenever you get out of YouTube jail. and yeah, man, I just appreciate you.
And I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm going to return the favor. You got to come on. You got to come on. Truth, man.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy going on different platforms and checking things out and just interacting with Giant fans. It's what it's all about.
Yeah, and you got to come to Dallas too.
Oh, hey,
you got it.
Listen,
hey, and Authentic. I see Authentics here too. He got to come too.
I got you are my Dallas connection.
Yes, sir.
And so I definitely got somebody I got somebody there, and yeah, I'm good. We're good. Yeah, I definitely want to do it.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. We got to put some weight on the Authentic, and we're gonna do that with all the barbecue that he's gonna be eating when y'all come out here. It's going down.
Hey, I can't encourage any man to put on weight because it's hard getting it off when you get put it on.
Hey, that's facts. But we gonna get fat and happy when y'all come down here. That's
all right, Sneaky G. I appreciate it, man, and I appreciate everybody hanging out and watching the stream with us tonight. Be looking for more content and check out Sneaky G on TikTok.
Can I say one last thing?
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead and say it.
Let's go, Giants! Oh!